We are here. Welcome.
We are live.
We are live. Here we go. Good luck, everybody.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Welcome to the inaugural live chat. We're Chastin's in LA. I'm here with Sinister Seymour tonight in my coffee, but joined by two of some of the very best people that I know. And I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves. Daylon, let's start with you.
What's going on, guys? DaylanLA here. I see you guys in the chat. Welcome. Thank you guys for being here. I'm excited. Thank you, Josh, for having us. Talk all things theme park. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
And of course, down below, it's your boy, SoCalTallGuy.
Hello, guys. My name is Andrew. You guys know me as Tall Guy, so I tell everybody. Yeah, we're all theme park creators here, and we just love Halloween. Let's start talking, you guys.
Let's start talking about it. And it wouldn't be talking about Halloween if we weren't talking about something that maybe a couple of us have never been to before. And that would be Queen Mary's Dark Harbor. Now, I don't have a banner for this one. I already let everybody down. These two guys, I'm mirrored. These two guys have never been to Queen Mary Dark Harbor. Now, if anybody else in the comment section has been to Dark Harbor, you can attest to how cool this event can be. It's been a while, 5 years. Hopefully, they can emerge from the murky waters with a vengeance. Now, I had a couple questions going into this, and my questions are a little bit in depth, so I'll save those for later. Never been. Okay, so we're getting a couple never beens. Well, that's just the kind of the way it goes.
Yeah, same.
Kissing me. But I will say this. Queen Mary did just announce a brand new maze. So they're saying they just tweeted it called Lullaby. Looks pretty cool. It looks like it's based around. Do you remember that character's name? The little girl with the doll?
I've seen her around on social media, yeah.
Yeah, they had it. Well, I'm not gonna be able to get updates, but they had it in their Instagram and stuff with the what's it called? The announcement. Let me see if we can get Dark Harbor going. Dark Harbor. We can always watch a teaser trailer. Maybe they'll say it on this.
They stand together, don't give up the ship.
Her, right? Her.
Teddy bear.
We won't give up the ship.
Oh, it's okay. She was in there. There was no names, though.
That's her name.
Well, you can always get your pre-sale information, too.
I got you a name.
Huh? Did you?
Yeah. So apparently, her name is Little Jackie.
Little Jackie?
Little Jackie. I
Okay.
think that's her name. That's what I'm pulling. That's what I'm getting from multiple sources right now. From
Sick. And she's up to no good. I'm assuming she's.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I wasn't going to say anything of any significance. Go ahead.
So, yeah, we've never been to Dark Harbor, but we've been to the Queen Mary itself. Ship is huge, man. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fathom that ship is bigger than a Titanic. Can you believe that?
It's crazy. It's 4-stack.
It's crazy, dude. So me and Daylan did very grateful to do we were hosted by the Queen Mary to do a ghost paranormal tour of the ship. Well, the first half of it was like a little history lesson, and the second half got into the nitty-gritty stuff, which is really cool. But they did take us to the first class swim pool where the little girl did die, supposedly.
Mm-hmm. Did you feel any cold spots or anything in there?
No, I was hoping so, or something.
Yeah, we didn't really catch anything or feel anything, but
Me neither.
I mean, the feeling was really weird being down there, but to know that they're doing a maze revolving around this little girl in the first class swimming pool is great. I didn't know that they built mazes in the ship itself. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, there's a few. I want to say 3 or 4 inside the ship, and another one again. That just shows how friggin' big the ship is. It's gigantic.
Yeah. So how are the mazes inside of the Queen Mary? I'm just curious.
So I will say this. The reason why I can't remember exactly how many mazes there are in the ship is because they have a tendency to kind of run together. They all kind of have the same feel to them. Now, I will say the stuff that they do closer to the bow of the ship, the front of the ship,
right,
is better because you have that gigantic engine. You remember the gigantic engine room?
Yeah.
That you walk over the catwalk?
Mm-hmm.
That maze is always the best one.
Interesting.
That maze is dope. And then all the way in the back and in the far stern of the ship, that one's usually good too because they have the what is it, the medical back there, so they can use all that cool stuff too. But the stuff in the middle is always a little wishy-washy. But I will say they put a maze in the Spruce Goose Dome.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have a maze in there too. That was usually the clown maze. With Shacktoberfest, the clown maze was built outside of the dome, kind of in its own freestanding thing. It's just what I'm assuming they're going to do this year. They're probably just going to do a bunch of freestanding mazes, since I don't know if what's going on. Awesome Coasters, and Lament, good to see you. That little village that they used to house a couple mazes in. I don't know if that's going to be around. Because, when we went in February, we did the same thing. We went and we stayed and we did the ghost tour. And they told us that those weren't going to make it. And I know that the city of Long Beach got permits to build an amphitheater out there. So I don't know where the amphitheater is going to be. But there is a lot of room if you consider a lot of that parking lot area isn't really super necessary because they have the structure for the Carnival cruises. The cruise ships that dock in and out of there, and they load in and out of there. But there's a lot of room still and they're also going to get rid of that submarine that's just kind of deteriorating.
I remember
next
seeing
to
that.
Yeah. They don't let people in anymore.
You used to go in? That's crazy.
Oh yeah. So the first time I went to the Queen Mary, it was like 2005 it was before Kinley was born. So 2013. Yeah, that was a museum. You used to go in there. It was real tight, but it was really cool. But I think I want to say COVID. After COVID, they shut it down and just there's not even anybody in there. The guy said that there's just a bunch of raccoons living in it now. So, I mean, it's kind of a shame, but it is what it is. Oh, here we go. We got something for Daylan.
What new parks are you planning to get to? I'm trying to get out of California eventually to visit some new parks. Hopefully something like Busch Gardens. I know a lot of people want me to visit Busch Gardens, so hopefully soon. I'm not sure when exactly, but I'm still working on it.
A little 24-hour trip.
Yeah, you're coming with me, bro.
Oh man, y'all are crazy.
It's doable.
Yeah, you fly to St. Louis real quick and fly back.
Yeah, even if it's just for like 24 hours, just jam pack as much as I can in a day. I'll be happy with that.
If you don't document it, that'll be sad.
Yeah.
Oh, there would definitely be a
we all want to see that. That'd be a crazy road trip.
How would you compare the mazes from Queen Mary to the other haunts? Do they have trigger effects, strobe lights in there?
Not
are they very
really.
Scary Farm-esque?
Yeah, it's not even really. It's what would I compare it to? It's dude, it's right in the middle of like a large scale production event and a home haunt. Now, 13th Floor is doing it this year, right? I think it's what it said.
They're producing it, or
I think 13th Floor is putting it on.
Okay.
And if that's the case, then they should be better. Well, they should be on the level of the hayride. So that's not it's not missable. I mean, you're not going to get Halloween Horror Nights. You know what? Actually, you know what I would compare it to is Fright Fest.
Okay.
That's what I compare it to. Fright Fest. Maybe a little lower in intensity, but yeah, Fright Fest.
Still going to visit. Very excited to visit.
It's going to be fun, man.
Oh, they're making a really big deal out of it. It's like a huge comeback.
Yeah. And it's nice that it's right down the road from me, which helps.
Right on.
I can take my little scooter,
Yeah, right
my
down
little
the road
bird
from you guys.
scooter. Okay. Well, let's move to something that we've all been to, something that everybody, I know you guys love it. Let's go to Fright Fest.
Fright Fest.
That's y'all's, yeah, that's y'all's home, right?
One of them.
Yeah, it's a very far home, but it's home.
Okay, so I have a question that is probably kind of a lame question, but I'm sure Saw's coming back because the structure's still there, and they did it for Screen Break, which, by the way, you guys did Screen Break, I'm assuming. Andrew, I know you did.
Oh yeah, man.
What'd you think, man? Year 2?
Year 2 was definitely better than year 2, huh, Daylan? I mean, year 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. They took stuff from year 1 and they just added way more for this past year's.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that I was kind of upset with was because it seems like they moved. What was it called? Club Blood. Where the vampires were. Bloodborne. There you go. Yeah, they moved it over kind of to that corner, and you couldn't really see it. Like you didn't know it was there. And those guys are always really fun to interact with, the vampires.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that you got to make the decision to go there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't really force you to go. They force you to walk that way, walk by it, but
yeah, but it's off the path. Like the year before, you had to walk through it, and they had stilt walkers and stuff. And
yeah, and because the reason why they didn't have it in that main walkway is because they're doing a lot of construction in that area, so they had to push it off to the side right there.
Putting that new Tron coaster in. What's going on?
Something we don't know yet.
Oh my gosh. You know what's funny about that is the rumors just kind of like they were swirling like crazy, and then just nothing. Like they just died all of a sudden. It was crazy. It's a bit of a shame though. But anyway,
expand Looney Tunes. That's gonna happen.
You think so? Oh man.
No. They're no way how they throw that much money into that area.
Well, it seems like they're starting to kind of direct their attention to DC Comics, which I think is smart. What did you guys think of the Heroes and Villains the first weekend?
I had a lot of fun.
I didn't get to go, so I had to do it vicariously through you guys.
Yeah, it was great. The interactions were cool. More to come is what we heard. More to come as far as characters. Yes,
more to come. I like that.
Don't know what characters, but there's more to come.
Okay, well, they were pretty in depth with at least with Batman villains. I saw Court of Owls out there, a lot of Joker henchmen, and it's crazy. I was digging it, man. That was cool.
Yeah, the interactions at Six Flags, I think out of all the theme parks, the interactions at Six Flags, they have the best.
Good.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Interactions, dude. It's what makes Six Flags so different, you know. Just if you go frequently, if you go frequently to Six Flags as much as you do for HHN or Scary Farm, like you'll start to know these scare actors' names, the character names, of course, and just kind of build a bond and just personalities and whatnot. Just start going crazy in the scare scenes and everything. It's just cool. The fact that they could talk to you is what makes it cool.
I agree. It's always nice to have characters that you can interact with, especially characters that are like internationally known. You know what I mean? Like people in India know who Batman is and the Joker.
Right.
Everybody knows Superman and Catwoman, and so it's nice to especially I'll even say like for kids who at a young enough age think that that's the Superman.
Right.
To be able to talk and interact with them, that adds magic to an experience that I think some parks can't really do, but some parks, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. Some parks are better than others at it. And I agree, Andrew. I think Six Flags, they're getting much better.
No, they're not stopped. Like they're not hitting the brakes. They just keep pumping out new stuff every year. And just from the sounds of it, like we got more heat coming from Midsummer Scream for the Fright Fest panel. So whether it's we get another IP, because we got two IP, I don't know. I mean, I didn't think Six Flags was going to pull the trigger on two IPs last year.
I know.
The Conjuring maze, I would have been fine with. I'm like, oh wow, they acquired the Conjuring. God knows how much money went towards that. But then when they announced Saw X,
and they ended it with it. They ended the panel just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They were just like, yeah, so we got this IP. So have a good day. Oh, also, surprise, Saw X. It's like, holy crap. I got goosebumps just thinking about it, just remembering it. Hey, and Crystal and Chris. What's happening?
Yeah, we got Chris the King in the chat. What's up, Chris? Crystal and Chris.
You guys stopping by.
Hello. What's up to you guys?
Much appreciated.
Yeah, the guys.
But since we're actually on that topic, I wanted to get to that topic. The Conjuring didn't get the best reviews last year. However, the line was gigantic. Like the whole season, for the last 4 weeks that it was open. Do they bring the Conjuring back? Or do they do Saw and something else? Or just Saw and try to improve on that?
What do you think, Daylan? Do you think they go off, they move into the Conjuring 2, or are they still working with the Conjuring this year?
I wouldn't mind if they added in some upgrades to the Conjuring maze. I don't think it had the same production that say Saw X had for the Conjuring.
No, it didn't.
But yeah, the turnout for the Conjuring was really big. We had front of the line passes, and we probably waited, what was it, almost an hour for front of the line?
Yeah, even with front of the line, it was like 45, almost to an hour. But
yeah, I always saw the top of the hill there was just packed full. It was like people were waiting in line for Tatsu.
It's crazy. The ratio is just crazy for the lines. They really wanted to make it an experience, and he goes, no, it's not a conga line for Horror Nights. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's a whole experience in there.
Yeah, I think
new and fresh.
I wouldn't be mad either if Conjuring were to go away for this season. If they were to do another IP though, I think Six Flags it have to be a Warner Brothers property, just because Six Flags and Warner Bros have that connection. So still a lot to work with.
True.
I think the Skeleton still lives in that building, Skeleton of the Maze, I think they're bringing the Nun this year.
I'm down with that. Didn't when Warner Brothers was doing their Halloween event, the Nun was one of their. Was it the Nun or was it the Conjuring? Was one of the mazes that they
I
had.
never made it out to that. I still regret it.
I didn't either.
I still regret it to this day. Whoever made it out to Horror Made here, God, you guys won the lottery.
I know.
I think I was scared. I think at the time though, but
Were you? Where?
at Horror Nights it was 2018.
I don't know, man. I don't know about you.
Ah,
I don't know about I'm still learning who's a scare actor and who's not. Like, who's made me pee my
you'd be
pants.
surprised as a scare actor in your life. They just kind of come out of nowhere.
Dude, I just learned that Dylan was a scare actor at Horror Nights.
Oh yeah.
And at
yeah.
for Theme Park Obsession. I didn't know that.
Speaking of scare actors, JP lands in the
And
chat. He's a scare actor too.
JP.
JP,
lands
what's
a
going
scare
on,
actor.
man?
2 events.
All up in here. Look, see, here's another guy that wouldn't be disappointed in Conjuring. Oh, he was disappointed in Conjuring.
Yeah, you know what?
That seems to be the consensus, though.
It was
that
a
maze
lot
last year.
for Six Flags to, build
Live up
the
to?
hype. Yeah, live up to. And then,
Mhm.
and then again, like Saw X didn't make it day one of the event. It came a
Like
month
3
later,
or 4,
which
3
was
or 4 weeks. Yeah.
disappointing. But I'm glad they brought it for Screen Break because I never did Saw X during Fright Fest. I didn't get to do it until Screen Break. Which I heard were a lot of improvements were made from Fright Fest to Screen Break, like
Mhm.
triggers, strobe lights. They didn't have that during Fright Fest, which is crazy.
That is crazy. It's very home haunt-ish. Very indie haunt. They're finally starting to do those at the Hayride.
Yeah.
Triggers and strobes. It's funny because there's kind of a fine line in that with triggers and strobes. Like, I really like the way like Horror Nights kind of paved the road for that. Like, it's hard now for me to get really good jumps from just a random jump scare, somebody popping out and going, "Bah!" Now, like, I feel like I have to, there's got to be the loud popping sound and the strobe and the monster coming out. Like,
Right.
we've been spoiled, man.
Yeah, we have been spoiled, but I just, even take away all that, you can still get some really good scares without the strobes and loud sound effects. But I just hope Six Flags continues to build more originals, because Daylan, do you know how long they've been having Truth or Dare or Vault 666 or Willoughby's for?
Years,
Damn.
man. I can't even count.
Years.
Ooh.
That's what I mean. Is long. They live longer than Scary Farm mazes, I believe.
No, that's
right.
brutal. Scary Farm, like Scary Farms, their shelf life is only 5 years.
Yeah,
It
like
seems like
4 to
they're there
5.
forever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad they're. Oh, go ahead, Daylan.
Go ahead, Dylan.
I wasn't gonna.
Oh,
I
was
wasn't
it me?
gonna
It's always
I
me
don't
that's
know.
going to talk. I don't even remember what I was going to say.
But no,
oh.
I mean,
Willoughby's. You mentioned. Sorry, before we move on, you mentioned
Right.
Willoughby's, and I know that she retire this year. Like the
yes,
actual
so
character,
the character in Willoughby's that retired, her name is Innocence, if I'm correct.
Innocence.
right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
she retired like before the season ended last year. So
Yeah.
do they retire the maze with her?
I don't think so. No.
Because if you looked up there, I mean, they boarded it up. It's just a big yellow wall now. I don't know if they do that all the time or if I'm just specifically paying attention to it now.
I think they just do it for the time being.
Okay, and then they just bring it back
Yeah.
for Fright Fest. That
Right.
makes sense. Crash is here too.
Looking at the chat,
Fellas.
yeah.
What's
Jeez.
cracking, yo?
What cracking,
Yo.
yo? If you came into the chat and didn't say what's cracking, yo, could you really say that you came into the chat? You get it.
Y'all have to visit the Hayride this year. I don't know. It's just something about, like, I want to, but it's just
Do
not
it.
calling my name in a way,
Do it. I'll tell you this. Okay,
I'll be coming this year.
I'll tell you this, Andrew. Because I'm gonna go too. The whole family's gonna go. You're going to Midsummer, I'm assuming.
I am.
They have the 13th Floor Productions has that big display in the front, and they always spin that wheel. You can just get free passes from there.
For
You
real?
have yeah, it's free passes, or it was like 40% off the Shacktoberfest or something. And me and Andrea would just go and spin it on like Friday night until we got enough passes for everybody. And then I know
Wow.
I'm totally like outing us right now. They're gonna be like, nah, no more for Chastain's in LA. Oh, there you go. And JP Land's gonna hook you up with comps anyway. So you
All
don't
right.
even need to spin the wheel, dude. You got
Comps
JP
in the
Land here. He's good.
comp, mark it on the calendar. I'll be
Boom.
there. It'll happen.
Comp.
It'll happen.
Comps lol.
It'll happen.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna have fun. It's fun, dude. It's a good time. And I will say this: there was a time where it was laughably bad.
Yeah.
I feel like I can comfortably say that now. Up to about 2022, it was laughably bad, dude. Like to the point to where you felt like you were just wandering through a Spirit Halloween store with like inflatables and stuff like everywhere, and it was not fun. The animatronics, none of them worked. The actors they were over it real fast. But last year, severely improved.
That's good.
Yeah, and I feel like this year they're going to up the ante. And now they're kind of competing with themselves with Dark Harbor because it's not Shacktoberfest anymore. So that'll be good.
But back on the Fright Fest talk.
Yeah, let's go. We kind of went off on a tangent, didn't we?
No, it's all good. It's all good. That's what we like. You could just always keep talking about it.
Mhm.
But Fright Fest, man. They I don't know. I mean, I do want to see more IPs because they want to be put on the map. You know what I mean?
I would hope so.
Creative department directors, they have a lot of things up their sleeves that they want to show us this year. We'll just see, you know, how much it actually comes to fruition and that actually things get approved, you know.
Yeah, I would like to see. I'd like to see them want to. I mean, the problem with Six Flags is in this market is the competition is fierce, dude.
But can you call it a competition when the merger finally happens July 1st? Did you see that?
I did see that they're going to be merging with Cedar Fair, and that's another interesting thing.
Yeah.
Where do they? I mean, do they give more attention to Magic Mountain, to Fright Fest for this, and then they just kind of skate by with Scary Farm because Scary Farm just gets by its name alone, it seems like, or is this merger going to be like let's go out and beat Horror Nights? Now that's a tall order, but
That's a tall order. I don't see that happening in the next few years, though.
nah. But I would like to see them attempt to do it.
Yeah,
because
it's
competition breeds quality.
We saw that with Saw X, so I don't doubt it.
Right?
Doubt it.
And I mean, while we're on, let's see, where are we moving to? Let's move to Scary Farm. Bling! Scary Farm banner. I'm learning to use the computer, guys. My Commodore 64 is.
One more topic real quick before we hop over.
Okay.
Notice that the entertainment is getting a little bit better too at Six Flags as well.
Agreed.
Their slider shows. I think the slider shows are getting a little bit bigger and bigger every year now.
Best slider show of all the parks.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close.
Definitely best slider show of all the parks.
I know a lot of the Scary Farm scare actors. A lot of them are they're in like slide troops too. I don't know if they do like Castle Dark or anything like that, but a lot of them, they're not sliders at Scary Farm, but they go to other parks and slide.
That is another place I haven't visited, Castle Dark.
It was fun. It's way out there though, man. It is way out in Riverside.
Castle Park or Castle Dark or not?
No, I've never been there either.
I will say this. I want to say November, I dropped a talking head video that was like my top 10 mazes of all the mazes I went to in SoCal. And there was a maze that did make it on there from Castle Dark. It was, I think it was called Night Watch. It was, do you remember at Scary Farm, Trick or Treat Lights Out?
Yeah.
Where you had the little flashlight and it would kind of go out or whatever. So yeah, so this was very much a scaled down version of it, but it was pitch black in there, and the only thing you had was this little black light flashlight, and you basically had to find your way out. And there were monsters like in a bunch of like dead end rooms and stuff that would chase you around, and they'd make noises far away, and so that was fun, and the kids really liked it too. I felt a little bad because like that was their introduction to mazes, to haunts, and it was a little intense, but I do remember that, and I'll always remember that. So Castle Park, they did a good job there.
So Scary Farm. Let's go around the circle. Let's see. Daylan, what favorite maze? Favorite maze from last year, favorite scare zone, and why?
Boom.
Favorite maze last year at Scary Farm. Oh man, I gotta think now.
Put you on the spot.
I gotta say Chilling Chambers. Honestly, yeah. It felt really long. Because what was there last year before Chilling Chambers?
Pumpkin Eater.
Yeah, Pumpkin. And I really like Pumpkin Eater too.
Mm-hmm.
But when they put in Chilling Chambers, it just felt like nonstop. It just felt super long. And I actually understood some of the references from previous haunts. That was nice to see. So Chilling Chambers is number one for me, and then favorite scare zone, I gotta say Ghost Town Streets. I mean, come on now.
How do you beat it?
Exactly.
Ghost Town Streets is tough to beat, man.
We'll just stand off to the side and just watch the scare actors do their thing.
Literally.
Especially with the lanterns now. It adds another extra little dimension than messing with people.
Josh, what's your favorite amazing scare zone?
Well, it was going to be Chilling Chambers, but I don't want to copy Dylan. So I am going to go with my favorite maze last year. Slasher Cinema.
Cinema Slasher.
Cinema Slasher.
So
That here, my only issue with that maze was as the season went on, they were taking things away. The projector monsters started going away.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Yeah.
The water in the boat scene, the dock scene, I guess they were having issues with it leaking somewhere, right. So they had to get rid of that water real quick. And then the lights in the lobby, the movie lobby, that would go on and off, and like kind of it would show you like, oh man, they're all zombies kind of a thing. It just like they stopped working. So it just stayed on the black lights the whole time, which took a little bit of mystique out, but it did not. It didn't drop the house at all for me. I loved that house to death. I love that whoever did that soundtrack that's gonna live in infamy in my head forever. Up with like the Saw theme and the Halloween theme and Slasher Cinema. Favorite scare zone? It will always be Carnival. I love clowns, and we were talking about interactivity earlier with characters and stuff. And I mean, look at how viral these clowns go on TikTok and stuff.
Right.
Just with like short interactions. These dudes, and they're top-notch sliders as well.
They are.
I mean, it really is between them and the clowns at Fright Fest. But I love Knott's Clowns.
Yeah. Adding on to that, one of the clowns from Carnival, her name was Bobbins. She was one of the ones that went viral, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw on her TikTok she had to make an announcement that this year for Scary Farm she's not going to be playing Bobbins because of the popularity of that character. So she's going to be playing a different role now. I don't know if she's going to be in Carnival or not, but yeah, she did post that on TikTok saying that she's going to take a break from Bobbins.
We get to look out for her then. That's awesome.
With many hats. She's great.
Mm-hmm.
But I kid you not, if every time I go to Scary Farm, if I didn't hear where's Bobbins, did I really go to Scary Farm? I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. But it's just crazy.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I really can't. I'll show you guys this. So I went this morning and burned myself to a crisp doing Ghost Town Alive, but before I went in, I got just the whatever footage I could of whatever's going to be there for the depths, and you guys can tell me what it looks like to you, and that, I mean,
That's it right off the rip. That's a huge it's a huge facade, I'll tell you that. So I'm wondering if they're gonna do like a pre-show in how they did for Paranormal Inc.
right?
Little pre-show, and then you get into it. But
It's,
yeah, that's a massive facade.
it's gigantic, man. And they
Yeah.
and then obviously it's some sort of, dude, this is where they're taking Willoughby's. This is Willoughby's Manor right here. They moved it over to Scary Farm.
Maybe
with
it
the
is
merger.
a manor.
It's a house. Look at
Yeah.
the roof right there.
Yeah.
The peak, and then this chimney or whatever this is. They've got the little window to the side, and they haven't even gotten to like what's inside here yet. They're still taking all of that stuff out. A Hopwing Lee maze. I don't know what's it. Okay, I'm not going to say the name because I ain't getting in trouble. But can anybody tell me what that means?
So in Ghost Town, there's a little hut right there on Main Street.
Okay.
Hopwing Lee, he does like the laundry. It's like a Chinaman that does the laundry back in the 1800s. But not if you looked inside too, there's like a little guy doing laundry or whatever.
Yeah.
But not they've boarded that up now.
Okay, because I don't remember that at all. I was just like, that's random. I kind of dig it. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, Andrew, I didn't show you this earlier. I showed Daylan this, but I thought this was cool. So I noticed this out in front of Chilling Chambers. These dudes.
Gotta love them peepholes.
Right? Before they put the Dubatine up.
This was a great find, by the way.
Yeah, so they've got these dudes that were in Dark Entities. We all know that Dark Entities.
Those are Dark Entities. Freaking skeletons. What?
Yeah, the little robots. And they're hanging out in front of Chilling Chambers. So I proposed to Daylan, are they going to have maybe a Dark Entities room in Chilling Chambers this year? This is why I really love Chilling Chambers, because they don't ever have to remove this house at all.
Yeah.
This house can stay. And all they have to do is just change a couple rooms. It's a legacy maze. It's perfect.
Yep.
It's the perfect idea. So this might mean that we get something a little different for the Chilling Chambers. So it'll still be Chilling Chambers, but maybe a little, maybe we get some Dark Entities in there.
I'm just upset we never got to see the Keeper as an actual scare actor. That's just...
Dude, you ain't lying. That's something that we probably should bring up to them, because that was kind of a letdown about just having statues and a video.
Yeah.
I expected him. Now, I'm not gonna say there was a rumor going around, because it was just me in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys had never been to the hayride.
I've been
the guy. You've been to the hayride.
Yeah.
That's right. Monty Revolta.
Yep.
Is he and Sinister and the Keeper the same guy? Because they seem very similar. And I was thinking maybe that's why we never got to see the Keeper at Horror Nights this year, because he was doing his character. He was doing Monty Revolta shows at the hayride.
Well, I was hoping they would have just used them for promotional work, and obviously stuff we saw already in the maze of the screens. I mean, just put that scare right there anywhere throughout the maze. It don't have to be the same exact guy. You could just have audio cues, if anything. But
yeah, I actually was hoping that he would be. You know how at Horror Nights they have actors walking around the front of the maze.
Yeah,
you've got a big courtyard in front of the Chilling Chambers. Why couldn't he just be wandering around interacting with people there? And it doesn't even have to be the same guy that actually played him at Midsummer. The main guy that they wanted to be the Keeper. Just get an actor to do it.
It's true.
And that would be kind of, just little things. It's not going to set the world on fire, but I think it'll make people's experience a little better. I do know that Chilling Chambers kind of had an issue filling that line out. The line was consistently really short
Yeah.
throughout the season. While
Yeah.
Slasher and what was there 3 new ones last year? Oh yeah, Room 13. They were both really long, consistently, like all the time.
You know, speaking about Room 13, I hate the masks that are in that maze. I don't know why they couldn't stick with the makeup.
Oh, you didn't like the masks.
I didn't like the mask. It's just I just couldn't get emotion out of the characters in a way. You know, I hope they move to the makeup this year.
That would be nice. It would probably help the actors too to not have to wear a giant mask for hours at a time.
You know, do some black light makeup on the face because they got it for the bottles. It'd be so cool.
I like that maze too. That's kind of a forgotten maze because the other two are so good. but I look forward to that one coming back. I really like that idea of having a maze behind the arcade.
The interactions though for the Going 20s scare zone was really good. The little show too on top, and the I don't know what they do, that little dance brigades that they do every other hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the interaction in that scare zone were pretty top notch.
And all the scare actors in there are so much fun. They're very witty, like they're very good off their toes. Because I mean, Andrew, you can attest to it. I've never been a scare actor to a large event. Like having to deal with so many people, like night in and night out.
That's crazy.
That are constantly trying to like get under your skin in a sense and try to make you break all the time.
I got that a lot during the first year I did scare acting at Horror Nights was when I portrayed Hollywood Harry.
You were Hollywood Harry?
I was the Hollywood Harry, yeah.
Oh, snap! On the Terror Tram?
On the Terror Tram, yeah. I was
one and only.
One of one. There was many of us, but
dude,
I was the Harry in 2018. That was that hill before, right after Bates, before the Worlds. That hill right there. There was a Harry right there. So that little hill, I would just have fun making little scares out of it, and throat slitting the scare actor that was sitting down that would squirt water at you.
Nice.
That was that was such a great year. If I relive any time in my life, that'd be the year. But yeah, so many people would push, shove, get in your face, trying to make you break.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
But
security at Horror Nights is top notch, so no one ever gets away.
I'll say they've got like a handler to every scare actor, basically.
Yeah.
Got Daniel Storm in the chat. What's up, Daniel? Looking forward. Halloween Horror Nights is here. It's a slow start, but it's looking promising.
I don't know what's taking them so long. Let's do we have anything else for Scary Farm? They're doing a
few things.
The panel on Sunday at noon on Midsummer Scream.
Yeah, right. Saturday is a Saturday? No, Sunday. Sunday is busy day. Oh
yeah, my goodness. There's 3 panels that I want to do that day. So Saturday I'm gonna have to get all the floor stuff and all the haunt stuff done. But Sunday, guys, they got Scary Farm at noon, and then I think 13th Floor is right after them at like 1. And then there's the Winchester Mystery House, which I'm probably going to skip that one because I'm going to have to get in line for Horror Nights. Because we all know Murdy loves to end the whole event.
Yeah. This is how the presentation is going to go. He's going to go, hello, everybody. My name is John Murdy, creative director of Halloween Horror Nights. Started my journey off the studio tour. As a kid, I loved dressing up as the Wolfman. Here's some music by Slash real quick. Some quick history.
Yep, quick history.
Potential maze announcement, and who knows? Maybe this might come. Thank you, everybody. Free tickets. I love the panel. Though. I love attending the panel.
It's funny because it's always the biggest crowd, and people get like way into it.
Yeah.
So it's like going to a freaking rock concert in there.
Well, yeah, if you got Slash potentially coming out for sure.
What do you think about that? People saying maybe Slash is doing that maze back on the T-pad. All right, let's just move into it. Forget it. We can't.
Wait, one quick thing for Scary Farm.
Scary Farm, go.
What's on its last leg this year coming up?
Waxworks, Mesmer, and Origins.
Origins. Oh man, I love Origins.
I
But
don't
we
know
gotta
if they're going to get rid of
keep Origins.
Origins.
No. You know, I wouldn't say they are. They're just keep the story going. It's
Yeah.
still gonna have that.
They have to.
know,
You have to keep
feel-
the Sarah Marshall, the Green Witch. That's part of Scary Farm. But Mesmer and Waxworks, I think, might be gone after
So
this year.
we're getting 3 mazes next year. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I don't think.
You don't think they'll ramp up that quick?
I don't think so, man. I don't claim to really know much about like the workings of Jeff Shattuck and like the team, but that seems pretty ambitious.
The Crash mentioned we need footage of that Hollywood Harry. You know,
Oh, for sure, dude.
I only know 2 videos of where you can see me as Hollywood Harry. They're so you gotta dig, but it's under.
Does Mondo have one?
Media. No, it's under TLE Media. Those guys.
Oh, okay.
Like a 4 to 10-second clip, you can catch me. But here's a picture.
Dude, I love it. Dude, that is so awesome. I love it. Do you get to keep the jacket? That's what everybody wants to know.
I couldn't keep
Yeah,
anything.
They're crazy with wardrobe there, right?
Yeah, the wardrobe team it's crazy, man.
It's fun. You feel like you're part of like a Hollywood production there, dude. I miss working at Universal.
Dylan, what do you set to see go? Origins or Waxworks or Mesmer?
Oh man.
Not to put you on the spot, but we're gonna put you on the spot.
It's getting dark here for me. I'm gonna switch on the light. I'll be right back.
I'm gonna say Mesmer. I really like Mesmer a lot.
I agree. I love Mesmer.
But I'm at the same time I'm always looking forward to whatever's coming in the future. Like whatever is replacing the depths and dark entities, I'm excited for. Yeah, I'll miss them, but we just get a new adventure coming up soon.
Change is good, especially with haunts, because you can really tell after a couple of there's Christian in the parks. There he is. I knew he was going to show up eventually. He had to, and it's actually it works because now we can actually move on to Horror Nights after this. As long as John Cook is involved in one way or another, he hasn't missed yet. What?
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. Guys.
He hasn't missed yet, dude. He has not missed. Everything he's done has been gold. Do I think he can bat 1,000? I don't know. But but everything that he's done with this park has been awesome. So as long as they keep him involved in some way, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else with Scary Farm? Or are we moving on to the big dog? Let's go to Horror Nights.
No, I think that's
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I know. So Scary Farm. What I can do is I can just where are we
Is
at here?
the facade changing for the Chilling Chambers? Is it still going to say 50 or we're going to get a 51? I need to know.
You know, that's a good. They still no updates. Oh, there's the dates. So they are going to November this year.
Oh, you know what? Talk about Mrs. Knott's Chicken Dinner. They're capitalizing on the Denny's.
Oh,
the
dude,
crowd that goes to Denny's all the time afterwards.
Yes.
After hunt.
that's dude. Clutch.
Just remember,
Great
yeah,
idea, man.
they're capitalizing on that crowd that loves to go to IHOP or Denny's after haunts.
Great idea. I dude, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
And I rest assured I will be hitting that up.
I will too. I just
For
don't know
sure.
how much energy those characters still have. Whoever's going to be in there.
I know. They're
Probably going to be eating breakfast with us too.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be okay with that. As long as they don't ooze all over me.
But definitely, I always do Scary Farm. Buffet first day,
Mm-hmm.
so I could. That's just my little hack to always do buffet first day, earliest time for buffet,
Mm-hmm.
in order to secure that ceremony position at the rope.
Good call, dude. And it was weird. This year was weird because they had the witch on or last year they had the witch on the roof. So if you were up in the front by the ropes, were you still able to see her?
Like her top half. It was kind of
Okay.
it was a weird positioning, but
Yeah, because I was in the back over by the actual ghost town sign by the restrooms,
yeah.
and she was right there. I couldn't see anything in the front, obviously, but
By the way,
mean-
guys, if you guys are still in this live, don't forget to hit that like button. If you love Halloween, support in the chat. Let others know we're in here.
yeah, let's go Halloween. Who's ready for some freaking Halloween, man?
Dude, it's
Good call.
crazy how many people are like how early they start talking about it. It's the only time of the year people care about.
Yeah, all year round. It's
Yeah,
a crazy culture, man, and I am happy to be a part of it.
But
All right.
other than that, do we hope what's the store called? The
Legacy
tribute
store?
The Legacy Store. Do we see that come back?
So people are they're going back and forth about it. I went through there again this morning. Why not?
It gets
It's
my
part of
shopping
park
early.
hours. Exactly. And having it open during like park hours has got to help it too, because they can like really like staff it down with just like a few people, and there's only one way in or out of there, so it makes it a little easier to prevent shoplifting and stuff. But they only need like 2 or 3 people in there during the day, so it's not like it's going to break the bank keeping it open. And yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Scary Farm is probably more popular than Knott's Berry Farm, like in general. So why wouldn't you try to take advantage of that?
Yeah.
They're still selling Scary Farm stuff over in Virginia's back in the pack. You know, people still want it. So yeah, I say bring the Legacy store back. I would love to see it.
Yeah, with the success of it from last year, I would hope it would come back as well.
Yeah, agreed. And then I'll, like you said, Andrew, get my shopping done early.
Yeah, I never bought the Monopoly board, and I hope it comes back.
Can you not find it on the website?
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, it may not be anymore. It's been a long time, but I know that they were selling it on the website for a while. I mean, that's the stuff that they got to get rid of. Or I'll check Virginia's next time.
Well, you might actually go in Virginia now. They have a lot of Scary Farm stuff in there that's finally discounted.
Yeah, and it's like heavily it's like 50% off. Michael Myers, your your boom guy. He's getting tired, dude.
Oh, my boom operator is fired.
Listen, our sentiments exactly, Chris. Freaking Daylan.
I just switch it up.
All right, let's switch it up. It's horror nights time, baby. Oh man. So we'll just start with the most recent thing that happened. Is what was the name of the maze that Daylan, you remember?
Death Valley.
Death Valley.
Something.
And it's
Exposure, right?
Dead Exposure. Yeah, Death Valley.
Yeah.
Dead Exposure. Death Valley.
So we really don't know much about it.
It's an original. I'll take it. I'll tell you something though. When I saw the cover art for it, like I just woke up. First thing I opened up was Instagram because I knew the announcement was going to be that day. I looked at the cover art and I just noticed right away that it's AI. Like it's AI generated art. And I was looking on Twitter to see if anybody noticed, and rest assured, other people noticed, which I think is a really weird for Universal to be doing that.
It definitely seems like a Scary Farm kind of thing. You're not wrong. Oh man, I was hoping I had it on my phone. Shoot. No, I don't have it. But yeah, you're right. It's very much an AI generated cover, which seems weird. I'm wondering if it was something that they didn't plan on announcing so soon. And they were just like, throw something together. These people need something. I think probably because that maze like faces so much of the general population, and people like us, if you know where to look, you know exactly where to find it. So he can't really hide that for too much longer, and now it's starting to paint. There you go. Yeah, it looks like a video game cover. It's like
Yeah,
Dead
it's just-
Island or something.
I just saw it right away, and I just knew right away that saying. Because look at the teeth. Look at the
Yep.
bottom teeth. It's like curving into his tongue. I was like, because also it's like you see, I don't know. It's just like you see a Horror Nights poster, and you just know, like you can just recognize that, like the art style. But this one just it looked so offbeat to me. I mean, I'm still excited for the maze though. Don't get me wrong. You know, I'm always for an original, but
I think
yeah,
it'll be sick.
I don't know.
I better not be getting that AI cover on the shirt though. Be hella
Right.
bad.
People were
Dude,
thinking that
I
bet
they-
you it's already there.
I just won't be buying it. I won't be bad. I just won't be buying it. As they say now, my wallet is safe.
And that's how you speak. You speak with your wallet.
Exactly.
The original plan was just to release it at the end of July, early August.
Yeah, let's take a
with
look at the
Scares on
chat.
shows. Other original, for some reason, they pumped it out super early. So yeah, so that's weird. I don't know. I wonder. You don't think we bullied him into
Announcement.
having to like announce something, since Florida's been just running away with it, right?
Was there ever rumor that Fallout was supposed to be Dead Exposure or no? I'm
I think
talking
that
about
was
Fallout
something people
series
wanted.
video game.
Maybe
think
it's
that
like a last minute rechain. You know how they did what was it? Evil Dead turning into the horror hotel.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like a last minute thing they had to do.
I'm not gonna lie, I really liked the hotel when they had it.
That was okay.
I actually really like that maze. I don't know why. Maybe because I like it's I don't know, it's the same vibe as Room 13 to me. I like the old school, like period piece haunts.
Uh-huh.
I like the
Hey, creative team was smart to cover it up, man. Just everything looked very hotel like, and
So what happened? They planned on doing Evil Dead in 2022 and couldn't get the IP for it, or what?
probably, or maybe they just pulled out last minute, because there's no way a lot of that stuff was already inside, built, ready to go. I assume they kind of pulled out last second.
That's brutal. Well, hopefully we don't get anything like that this year. But you're right. Maybe that was supposed to be something else, and they just all of a sudden were like, well, we can't get this. We can't get the rights for this. So Dead Exposure. Here you go. Enjoy, kids.
Because how do that facade was, they've always had that circular facade building, you know what I mean? But then again, at the same time, HHN Nightmares, I'm getting the Twitter name right. Speculated, bunker, radioactive, something crawling out.
I think they were leaning more towards Toxic Tunnel, weren't they? And then people were kind of, because Fallout became like a hit TV show, and then people were like, why can't it be Fallout? But
these deals get acquired like while we're in the these mazes are already in concept while we're going through this year's event. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, agreed. That's why. They never get to.
Nothing's ever last. Well,
nothing's
ever last minute, but
Thrilling Adventures knows, man. I'm telling
you.
Yeah.
they're getting all of the. They're giving us all the dirty deets considered for it. But Dead Exposure was chosen for it thanks to the marketability, and then Evil Dead Rise changed out in 2020 because the release date of the film was delayed by half. Oh, I guess that makes sense. It's the freaking Vin Diesel effect with the Fast and Furious Hollywood drift. Oh, you release it with my movie, 2026. That coaster's going to be done in like 6 weeks. The rate they're going.
It's crazy. I better see a Vin Diesel animatronic in the pre-show.
It better be, and he better be super tall, like 9 feet tall.
They got a Hagrid animatronic over at Florida. I want to see a Vin Diesel animatronic in our park.
We need something, man. We got to keep up with Florida, dude. They're killing us right now. Speaking of Universal, my buddy he runs a channel called Cal Missing, and he sent this really like wild concept video that was like it's going to be an expansion for Universal that's like actually in the works. I don't know how public it is.
I seen that video. Your buddies with Cal Missing?
Yeah.
Oh wow, small world.
He sent it over to me, and I was just like, dude, I asked him, I was like, is this a thing? Like, he's like, yeah, it's just something that he's like, obviously I made the whole, like all the art and stuff myself, but I just from talking to people and whatever, this is what they have planned. Yeah. So they're going to extend all the way down to the lake, right? And I think they're going to take over. What part was it? Like past the metro sets down there.
R.I.P.
Which is, huh?
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace.
Metros.
Yeah.
Dude, for real. Like every year I keep hoping that they're going to bring those back. I get why they couldn't this year because they're like up to their necks in production out there. There's been every time I go on the tram, there's like 2 productions going on. And they went straight from this Ted Danson show straight to the St. Denis Medical. So I get it, but man, it would be nice, especially for the crowds. I would love to have a little bit of breathing room. And then the other one, A Quiet Place, which, what do they say? They're going to incorporate some the American Sign Language in that, right? Makes you wonder. Like, here's what I think. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be your basic maze, with the animals banging on walls and sound design with them, how they do in the movies, and then they'll have probably scare actors using the same type of puppetry they did in the Stranger Things mazes with the what were those things called?
The Mind Flare?
Like the Mind Flare, yeah. How it's got and then people just using sign language throughout the maze. that's kind of what I think. I hope I'm wrong.
Definitely a curveball seeing that announcement. Definitely a curveball.
I also read something that for the Quiet Place maze that we'll be given noise canceling headphones to, I guess, immerse ourselves even more into that universe.
Is that a real thing?
That's what I read.
If
so that's pretty exciting.
I'll bring my own headphones for that thought now.
Probably you don't have to. You probably will give him the choice if you want to or not. But
interesting.
Oh no, that was a joke. Okay,
that was a
never
joke.
mind then. Thrilling Adventures fact checking me. Thank you for that.
Boom. Yes. Yeah, I'll do a pulp. This is my pulp dance. I rarely get things right, so I got to celebrate when I do. But yeah, do either of these announcements get you guys like generally excited for we're always just excited for horror nights anyway.
Yeah.
But are either of these going to be like, dude, first night I'm there. Like this is the maze that I'm going on first. I'm going through first.
None of those 2 mazes are the mazes I'm going on first.
Right?
Well, I can't talk, but
no, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
You also got to keep in mind we're spoiled, so I can understand like if somebody was like if this is their first year, cool. My main concern with horror nights is crowd control. It seems to be getting worse and worse. I kind of touched on this a little bit when we were talking about the Metro sets a second ago. Last year was rough, man.
Yeah.
And the year before that.
And the year before that. Yeah.
It's tough.
Now I know bottom line is it's a small theme park.
Right.
It's a movie studio with a theme park tucked over in a corner. Mm-hmm. So really, there's not a whole lot they can do about that besides sell less tickets. Right. And good luck convincing them to make less money so that you can, have a little bit of extra room.
It's true.
When I worked for Horror Nights in 2018, we'd always talk about capacity. Like, what's the projected capacity for the day? It's always around. I don't know if things change, but it's always been around 28 to 30,000 people in the park.
So many people.
In the grand scheme of things, I mean,
with 8 mazes, dude.
Yeah, that does.
That's insane, bro.
That's so many people.
Yeah.
Well, R.I.P. passes.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
For day one. RIP.
I got the second Thursday. I didn't want to do the first Thursday. We decided this year, well, it kind of helps too with the baby coming in July. We decided that we're going to kind of try not to do.
Congrats.
Yeah, number 4. I'm already breaking in half, and I'm going to add another one in my 40s. I'm so stupid. Yeah. See, Thrilling Adventures, he's got it right. We need 2019's layout. But I think 2019 had the Metro sets.
Yep.
We need that to work.
That was the year Ghostbusters, Frankenstein meets the Wolf. I worked that maze.
Creep Show.
Frankenstein meets the Wolf, man. I was there.
Yeah.
I was Frankenstein's monster in that maze.
So cool. That was the first year of Holidays in Hell too, I think.
Yes, as a maze, as an actual maze.
Courtyard. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. Oh, there you go. More shout outs for Daylan. Boom.
What up? Thank you for joining us.
Mm-hmm.
Quantumatic Attacks.
I remember. I want to bring it back to Quiet Place real quick.
Yeah.
So, because I remember last year when I got so hyped when The Last of Us was announced. I'm a huge fan. Clearly, I bought the cup. But when I was speculating The Last of Us coming, okay, how are they gonna do this? It's a big game. Where we're gonna go in the maze? Like what show scenes are? Like what specific scenes from the game are we gonna show in this maze? I speculated. Went in the first day. I knew nothing. I mean, I related to a lot of multiple scenes, but like nothing was from the game.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like specific scenes, it was kind of like a side quest you take in the game, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, bring it back to the Quiet Place. I don't think they're gonna portray a Quiet Place Part 1 in this maze. I think it's gonna be like a side quest. You know what I mean? Like maybe we have to go to a grocery store or like some building to get something, medical supplies, and get out
I'm down
without
with
making
that.
a sound. I really don't think they're gonna portray the first movie unless they do, and I'd be surprised. But there's only so much you can do in the first movie. Have you seen the movie?
Oh, I loved the first movie.
Have you seen the movie, Daylan?
I have not yet.
No. Well, there's only so many places they go in the movie, so
yeah, it all takes place on their farm.
Yeah, it all takes place on the farm, which rarely any of the action happens in there because they get attacked from the outside. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be like a side quest type of maze.
And all they said was day one isn't going to have anything to do with this one.
I doubt it.
It's just they said it's just gonna kind of follow the first and second, but they didn't get any specifics. Now you saw the second one, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
the second one was a much more open world.
Yes, open world.
So it would make more sense to kind of. I wasn't as much of a fan of the second one. I just like the idea of the first one so much, and I'm a big John Krasinski stan. So that I'm okay with them just kind of doing the first and second one mixed, and not really relying too much on one or the other, if that makes any sense.
Right. I could definitely see.
But I like the side quest idea.
Yeah.
Making it
a John Krasinski, Emily Blunt face character coming. Maybe one of the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Coming, but I don't know. Something about the puppets don't really work for me at Horror Nights. They're all right.
It depends. It really depends on how they use them.
Look at. They're beautiful to look at. Like Monstros from last year. I love looking at the owl monster. I forgot her name.
God, I love those so much in Monstros.
Good job. I don't really get scared of Horror Nights nowadays. I just love walking through the mazes and get a kick out of it. But the puppets just don't do it for me sometimes.
Here's an interesting thing. There's a Quiet Place video game coming out.
I saw that.
And if anybody's going to know anything about video games, it's going to be Crash. Do you have any specifics on it, Crash? Or is it just they said there's going to be a video game coming out?
According to Thrilling Adventures, the whole family will be there.
The whole.
Are we
Okay,
gonna get the scene? The whole family? Are we gonna get the scene where the youngest one gets snatched
bro.
up?
Grindhouse film. Is that what's going to be out there instead of? It looks like a slaughterhouse.
I'm hearing strong rumors that a Grindhouse. What is that? Grindhouse film? What is
You
that?
remember it's the old Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino. They made old Grindhouse films. Was Eli Roth a part of that, Christian? I don't remember. It was so long ago. But they're like really violent action kind of like think Kill Bill, but grimier.
Is it horror?
Like Kill Bill meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
So is it like horror?
Yes.
Or...
Well, it doesn't have to be, but the violence kind of makes it.
I'll have to look it up after the stream.
I don't know if it's going to be. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be. I mean, John Murdy likes to work with celebrities a lot, and he's worked with Eli Roth in the past. Right. So there's always a chance that Eli Roth comes back and does something with him. And if he was to do some sort of like really graphic. So it's think Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets. Did you see Freaky?
Yeah.
Do you remember the beginning of that movie? Like the kills in the house in the beginning of that movie, how they were pretty brutal.
Yeah.
Along the lines of that meets Leatherface. It would probably be very much like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
I mean, yeah, I'm down for something new instead of getting another Texas Chainsaw.
Well, Daylan also said Slash earlier, and he has worked with Slash in the past a few times. And somebody mentioned a while ago Slash doing a maze called The Three Little Pigs. Now on HHN Nightmares, or is HHN Nightmares? They're the ones that do the maps, right? The spec maps.
Mm-hmm.
They had a pig with the dead pig head.
Yeah.
So there's always a possibility of getting some sort of original there, a la Slash. I don't know. Could be cool. Oh, there you go. Texas Chainsaw is Grindhouse. Yeah. Whoop whoop. Yeah. Either way, it looks like that maze is going to be. It's probably going to take the cake as far as like gore.
Yeah.
And then they. I don't know why they don't just announce the Terror Tram. Like everybody, I mean, everybody speculates it's going to be Blumhouse.
I think Hollywood Harry making a comeback.
I think Hollywood Harry should make a comeback because he's.
It only makes sense.
Yeah, he's been. I think probably the best thing that they've had out there in years, probably since the director.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even really like the director all that much. I thought he was okay. I think I romanticize that icon so much because we haven't really had an icon since. I miss the days of icons, man. I wish we could go back to those days.
What was your earliest HHN?
First one I went to, I believe, was 2008. 2008, 2009. I couldn't even tell you. I remember there was Nightmare on Elm Street. I believe there was a Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I think maybe Saw 2.
Maybe Saw. Oh, that was so long ago. I don't remember. It all kind of runs together now. What about you?
Your earliest?
Daylan?
2016.
2016.
I think mine was.
Dude, was 2016 the Krampus one?
Krampus and Purge.
My favorite one. Not even close.
Freddy versus
Halloween.
Jason.
Yep.
Jason.
Yeah.
I waited 3 hours for Freddy versus Jason. I won't forget.
That maze was awesome.
I waited 3 hours. And I hated it. No, I hate the maze. I hated the queue. I think at that point is where I told myself, never again Express is the only one I'm coming to horror night.
Yep. That's when I think 2009. I brought my parents.
Yeah.
And it was just so many lines. I remember we waited 2.5 hours to do the Chainsaw Massacre one. And my dad was already in his mid-50s at that point. And he's just like, I don't think I can stand here. I'm like, okay, from now on, we just spring for it. And we're only doing this express. That we have to. And here we are 10 years later. We have to do RIP because express isn't cutting it anymore. We have to do RIP. And we have to, or express unlimited.
Right. I think my first year was the first year they introduced the Purge. I forgot what year it was, like 2012.
I think
early
it was
2010s.
before Walking Dead, right?
I don't know if House of Horrors is still there. I don't think so. Was it?
That's my miss. Is House of Horrors.
Yeah.
I was telling
HHN memory.
20. I was telling I don't remember who I was talking to, but they saw Keizo, the DJ, the producer had a back and forth with John Murdy on Twitter, and they're like, "Oh, bringing DJs back to the park," and I'm like, "Man, do you remember when they would have guest DJs in the House of Horrors?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. I guess that was before because you guys. So I want to say it was like 2 years. They just did the Universal Monsters House of Horrors, just regular. Right. But they started having guest DJs in there, and they would let the DJs basically write the music throughout the maze. Dude, you want to talk about like Halloween come to life? Like you're pissing your pants and jumping around, and it was so much fun. The music was so good.
Speaking of Keizo, did you hear? All right, so there is a little bit of backstory. So I think it was him. Last year, during HHN, during the Chainsaw Chaseout, I'm pretty sure it was him. He posted a video of him walking through, and he was like, "Yo, they're playing my music," and he was standing next to the saws doing their headbang, and the security was trying to tell him, "You need to leave," and he goes, "This is
my song,
my song," and I think he tweeted out or something. He reached out saying, "How can I be a part of Horror Nights?" Basically, and
that's.
I maybe I think I heard that his music might be in Dead Exposure.
That could be sick. I love.
Weren't they? Crystal and Chris reposted something. It's not on the story no more, but
that's who it was. It was Crystal and Chris.
They reposted something on the story saying that Keizo, the music from Horror Nights, posted a story on their story with Keizo's music or something, and then they reposted saying, "Dude, are we gonna see a collab?" I don't know. So
that would be so sick.
Wouldn't be the first to see a DJ collab because then I forgot which DJ collabed with HHN for holidays.
Oh man, I wish I remembered. But yeah, it's still on Spotify too.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I remembered who that was. It did Horror Nights.
Chris, the point. We need to bring back the go-go dancers.
Bring back those go-go dancers. I like that too.
I'm glad I got to see them before they disappeared.
Yeah, I guess I get why they're gone, but at the same time, I feel like that. Like I feel like Bill and Ted.
Like, well, there was never. I'm sorry. There was never any alcohol introduced into Horror Nights until 2018, I think.
Is that why they got rid of them?
2018 or 20? I don't know. I forgot when they got rid of them. I don't know, but they weren't selling any alcohol during Horror Nights until it was either 2018 or 2019.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Figure was the DJ.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got Thrilling Adventures in the chat because he's giving us all of the he's giving us all the answers. And then Skrillex be badass. That'd be cool.
I was right. Yeah. So 2017 was the last year for the go-go dancers. So they introduced alcohol into the event in 2018, which clearly made them a shit ton of money.
I guess yeah, and I don't see them stopping that. So are they just afraid to bring the go-go dancers in while they have alcohol on the premises? Like, is it just one of those things where they just don't want to go for it? I mean, I don't know. I guess it's people's livelihoods at stake. I think it'd
Yeah.
be okay. They're at the front of the park, and they don't sell
Yeah.
liquor until like way. People aren't going to be drinking up at the front. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not, but you'd be surprised. how
And
crazy-
Universal's got enough security to protect them.
I think so.
But it's
I think
also
so.
like people be pre-gaming hard before going into Horror Nights too.
Dude, so I don't know if you guys remember the Saddle Ranch. It used to be out there, like
Yeah.
in front.
Yeah,
So that was my pregame spot before Horror Nights.
that's a good spot.
Until they got rid of it. Yeah, dude, because it was always empty. This was before they started before they started doing the early entry. They would tell people get there at 7. I'd get there at 5:30, and they'd just start letting people in because
Yeah,
they're just like, just go. So I'd get there, have a couple Jack and Cokes, and then jump right in the line, and we're in. Since then, that's gone. It's gone way downhill as far as getting into the park. But
I want to say they just got rid of the go-go dancers just because of today's political climate. Really,
that's how I felt. I mean, the
Yeah.
alcohol's not going to make things any better.
No, but
having-
it just takes a few. I'm sorry, Karens to really complain about something for them to really get rid of it.
Mhm.
We've seen it happen when it came to the
The
purge, the hanging too.
Slaughter World,
Yeah. There was that
Bill
one
and Ted.
specific scare actor from Spirits and Demons of the East. I'm so surprised that's not a maze. I guess it's like an old looking Chinese guy looking monster. And sensitivity issue, got rid of the character.
That's a shame.
I mean,
That's,
I'm Asian and I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was badass.
I mean, I got to be
One
honest.
thing
I
I
see
am glad
people,
they got rid of was when they did the Us maze. Remember the mask they had for Lupita's character?
Ugh,
That was
God.
terrible. That
You
looked
want
scary.
them
But
to
that
have
was terrible. That was a terrible mask. I'm glad.
Okay.
I'm glad they stuck to the face characters.
worst mask, that one or Bruce Campbell in the Army of Darkness one.
Oh, I remember that.
Why did they give people Bruce Campbell mask? I don't understand it. What are they doing? Asian Culture Month. Oh, so okay. Since we're on,
That's brought a huge lawsuit. Wow, I didn't know that.
what? Okay, the Barker from Purge back in 2014 also brought a huge lawsuit from a couple angry parents back. Are you serious?
The
Carney Barker?
was- yeah, so that was the person that was under the
The Flames.
fire towers. Yeah, who had a megaphone who just starts yapping.
He was
Yapping at you.
awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
That's a shame, man.
Mhm.
It just goes to show a few people can ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
Hey, but
But-
shout out to Nas for bringing the hanging back.
shout out to Nas for bringing the hanging back. And I mean, there's I think Christian in the Parks told me that they're thinking about bringing back Bill and Ted, which
Damn,
if they were able to get away with that, that is a big step in the right direction.
But where would they put that?
That was my question.
Waterworld.
He said Waterworld or DreamWorks Theater,
Okay.
Dream
where they did the Megan, because they did Megan and the, Five Nights at Freddy's puppets and
Yeah.
stuff there. Now you don't have nearly as many seats as you did in the effects show, but maybe they can get away with it by running 2 extra shows a night or something, and just
That's
kind of
that's tough. 'cause
increasing the
Dream-
length.
I always thought the DreamWorks Theater was more of a turn and burn kind of,
It
area.
seems like it because that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. You could bring a mini show, but I heard
It has to
Chucky-
be like a travel show. Yeah.
I heard the Chucky was maybe gonna go in there too.
Oh, is
supposedly.
that where they're going to put? I thought they were going to put Chucky where they put Snowball, where he used to be, up
Oh,
on the
that'd be
roof. there.
fun.
That would make the most sense.
Just
I
bark it at people.
speculated he was gonna be at the Peacock Bar as a meet and greet.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
But did you guys see that Horror Nights was casting auditions for a ventriloquist? I think, and people were speculating. Was it confirmed that it was Chucky, or were people
Yeah.
speculating
No,
it?
Chucky's
No,
name was on it.
Chucky. Oh,
It
wait.
said must be able to sound like Chucky and work.
Let's see if
work
Thrilling Adventures can confirm for us real quick.
I love when Chucky's at the event just talking shit to people. Shout out Chucky's Insult Emporium.
Yeah.
Orlando will be bringing it back this year. DreamWorks Theater would be the best option for all. I just small areas. Yeah.
Or Chucky gonna be running Terror Trim again? I I don't know.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like that either.
It's not enough because if you're gonna have Chucky, you want a lot of Chucky. Chucky's maze last year was rad.
Yeah,
I
That was
love
pretty
I
cool.
love Chucky's maze last year.
yeah, that was a heavy hitter.
Yeah,
As soon
and
as
yeah,
park opened, it was already an hour long.
easily. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we made the mistake of waiting like a couple hours to hit it, and we had the express passes, but we still were in line for 45 minutes.
yeah, dude. Even at the end of the night, Chucky was super long.
Yeah, people loved it. I mean, it was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it was awesome.
What do you think they're gonna bring the DreamWorks theater this year? You're still gonna keep it a Blumhouse studio?
Not if they're gonna do a Blumhouse tram. That's a lot of Blumhouse.
Interesting.
Dalen?
I don't-
Probably. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah,
The Five
I-
Nights at Freddy's things was a curveball to me. It was cool
That
to
was
see
weird.
them. Yeah, but because it was Blumhouse. It was a Blumhouse production, so that makes a lot of sense actually.
yeah,
But I'm not sure.
yeah. If they don't pull some shenanigans and do Bill and Ted there, I don't know because I don't know any other real franchises that they can just, like you said, just run a turn and burn through because that's what was there last year. It was
Yeah,
just
the
a real
Megan
quick
was
little Megan
perfect.
dance.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Yeah, it worked.
Well, maybe they'll do it again. Bro.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mhm.
Oh man, it's still pretty. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out.
Surprised they still haven't announced rumored Ghostbusters yet. You would, I don't know. You still you think Ghostbusters coming back?
Dude, that has really died. Like
I haven't
ever
heard
since the
much
movie
about it,
came out,
about it. Yeah, it's
like,
still on
that
the
and
speculation map.
Beetlejuice.
Man, I'm so upset they haven't brought Beetlejuice.
Why
So-
haven't they? The movie's coming out in September. Why wouldn't they do it? Like, it makes sense. 99% confirmed.
I
Yeah.
really want to. I missed out on the Ghostbusters merch. You know,
So,
that one-
so the big IPs for Horror Nights is Quiet Place,
Mm-hmm.
Frozen Empire,
Mm-hmm.
Insidious.
Yeah.
In-
Probably. Yeah.
Right.
More than likely. That.
Hey.
Speaking of 99% confirmed.
Yeah, yeah, that facade is spot on.
Have you seen the Insidious films?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're cool.
I love the Insidious films. I mean, obviously they get worse and worse as they go, as that's just kind of how sequels end up going. But
I think.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think Insidious is gonna bring more crowds than the other two IPs for sure.
Well, it looks like they're showing a lot of love to that freaking facade. That is a huge facade.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Insidious fans and out there. So I think that's where most of the crowds are gonna be coming from.
You think so? Really?
From Quiet Place and Frozen Empire, I think
I
Insidious is gonna have.
I
right.
rarely meet people that tell me, "Hey, man, Insidious, is your favorite horror movie?" Well, now people are buzzing about Quiet Place because of the movie. But
Well, when Insidious was
Yeah.
at the event, what was it, 2018? I can't remember. I enjoyed it a lot.
they did. But how many times did they bring it to the event? Like
I think
3
twice.
times?
I think two
I think
times.
3. No, okay. I remember the Key Monster. I remember him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the key monster.
I don't know. I feel like they kind of
It's just once.
no. I think
Are
once
you sure?
Thrilling Adventures. Let us know.
2 or 3 times. I think it was 2 or 3 times they had Insidious. at the event.
Dang.
Only reason why I'm like,
It was
Not-
Jurassic
I
Queue,
feel
right?
like
It was
they're-
back when Jurassic had a maze. I think that's where Insidious was. I want to say 18.
Man, it all kind of bleeds together to me now.
Yeah, it becomes a blur at this point.
Yeah.
Especially for you, since if you go in since 08.
Yeah. I remember the key fingers. That's really the red door is the only one that I remember them doing.
Thrilling Adventures. Insidious was locked in since March after
Boom.
FNAF got dropped. That's rough, bro.
Andrew for the
FNAF
win.
would have carried, would have fed families for generations.
Who, FNAF?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People all over the world would definitely came to
If you would have
see this.
announced FNAF as their very first Maze coming to Horror Nights, I guarantee you see day weekend selling out before the full lineup was even there.
And again, there's a sequel coming out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why can't you ride that wave? I mean, unless they're just being dicks and they want to hold on to it for a while.
Yeah, because they could definitely do it.
Yeah.
You know, Blumhouse and Universal.
Maybe they're looking at ticket sales as of right now and they want to see like, well, let's wait. And then if maybe ticket sales aren't like up to snuff like they wanted, boom, then they, maybe then they drop the bomb.
According to Thrilling Adventures, Insidious has been at the event 3 times since 20.
Yeah.
When was the last time? That's my
And it was
thing.
in the JPQ.
It's getting the purge treatment in a way, but at least it's been spaced out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Walking Dead was like that too.
I'm not too excited for Insidious, but we'll see.
Well, again, I just realized like they do Insidious and a Blumhouse tram. Yeah, they're not going to do a Blumhouse tram. Nah, not because they're for sure. This is going to be an Insidious maze. They're not going to do a Blumhouse tram too, right? And then do like, well, we'll just do Happy Death Day and Freaky and what was it, Black Phone, and, like all like the kind of meh, and then we'll throw Five Nights at Freddy's out there. That'd be bad news for everyone.
Thrilling Adventures again with the cheese man.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Fought to have that maze throughout January to get FNAF as the main maze. Who's Scott Cath? Is he
Scott Cawthon is the game developer and creator of Five Nights at Freddy's.
So it's okay. So he'll sell the rights to Peacock to make a movie, but not Peacock's tentpole theme park.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, if you're gonna bring FNAF to the event, you're guaranteed to make 5 times your money, 10 times your money back.
Everything is there for it to work.
Agree.
There was even Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was actually that the game was about like a haunted house. Like it was a haunted house and the animatronics come to life or whatever. So
was that that was a security check or whatever, was it? When I don't remember. There's so many. My kids have played all of them out of order. And the only one I have now is the one on my Quest.
No, I think Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was just like a haunted house base.
Okay. See? Yeah, you're right. It's all right there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's a shame.
Hopefully
maybe
next year,
maybe next year, right, when the sequel comes out, because I know Horror Nights likes to align the mazes with the theatrical releases.
Right. Well, I thought the sequel was coming out this year.
Oh, is it this year?
I thought it was coming out this year. I think I remember looking at it and saying, "Oh, that's kind of a fast turnaround." That would be a really fast turnaround, though. I don't know. I have to look.
Let's talk about our Universal monsters, because how could we not? So the Bride rumored to come back this year.
That's what they're saying.
I hope.
Silver Scream Queens.
She get a proper HHN treatment, not a pandemic.
Not a masked up one. Yeah.
Yeah, not a pandemic treatment.
Yeah, that wasn't. That really. Yeah, that was rough. I was happy that we got what we got, but
yeah. Take care of your characters and guests.
Yeah,
it is what it is. You can't control the environment, but
yeah,
it's time to
let her crash.
Good night, buddy.
Thank you for being here. Hit the like. You know what to do. You know how it is, dude. Appreciate it. Yeah. You're right though. She deserves proper maze treatment because she's kind of a badass character, and they need to kind of put her. Well, I mean, look, we're getting a castle right there in the Parisian courtyard. That could be hers.
All right, hot take.
Go ahead.
Hot take.
I like it.
I love I loved the Bride of Frankenstein when she was at the event, but there's other monsters that need the spotlight as well.
Agreed.
Uh, I would love to see Creature from the Black Lagoon
Ooh.
get his own maze. I don't know how they would be able to do that, but
Orlando did it.
I don't know. We've just
Did
seen we've seen
They
Bride
did.
before. Let's see something new, you know?
Okay. Well, how about all of them? How about all of the Scream Queens? Located in the prior Exorcist Believer soundstage.
It's a good spot. A lot to work with.
It's true. That's kind of a big soundstage. It ain't as big as the one next to it, but I'm good off that. Oh, thoughts on Last of Us maze last year?
Best
You go
maze.
first, Andrew.
Best maze.
Yeah.
My favorite maze. God, my favorite Horror Nights maze. Maybe just yeah. I'm biased. I love the games. I
Yeah.
love. Oh, we don't talk about part 2 as much, but
No.
no,
Maybe talk about season 2 as much though.
season 2 is gonna be rough. But just knowing what's coming.
Yeah, I know.
Great game, great show. God, everything about it. I just love that developers. Why am I blanking out? Developers that made The Last of Us, they worked hand in hand with making the
Naughty
mask.
Dog.
Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog.
Shout out to Jack and Dexter. I played those games too.
Shout out Uncharted,
Uncharted, Red Dead,
Red
yeah.
Dead.
But the mask looked great. The bloater was amazing. Gosh, the Joe and Ellie
Let's say the pre-show was cool too.
voice actors came back to do original voice lines, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I almost bought all the merch. I didn't buy did I buy the shirt? It was a white. No, I didn't buy the shirt. It was a white.
No.
It was a white T-shirt. I didn't buy it. It's not black. You don't
Oh
buy
yeah, I know you're talking
Yeah.
about.
it.
No,
Great.
I dug it. I only did it once because the line was just so long.
Yeah,
I wanted to get to everything else. But it was long. Was it a big maze too, or was it just me? Like that maze seemed to kind of go
Felt
for a
lengthy.
while.
Felt lengthy. Yeah. It was
yeah,
healthy.
no scene felt like it went to waste. I feel
Right.
like everything was like no black walls. I don't think at all.
Which that was nice. That's a healthy change there. We don't need any
My
more black
favorite
walls.
moment in The Last of Us maze was there's two good moments in that maze. If the timing worked great in your walkthrough was the bow and arrow sequence.
Mm-hmm.
It's when Joe saw a hunter, he shot a bow and arrow, and then the scare actor would come out with an arrow in his chest. Oh, that
Yeah.
timing worked out great. And then the second timing was Joe's holding a Molotov cocktail. He would toss it, and then the next scene, if you got that jump scare with the clicker, that mask is black. It would be black like a reactive, so you would see all the burns in his face from the Molotov that he threw.
That's pretty
Spot
cool.
on. Spot on, dude. It's great. It's great.
That's dope. I can dig that. What do we got here? Let me do this. Here we go. This is for Andrew. Jackson's 360. Turn it down a little bit though. There's your voice actors.
I did wish the joke scene would change, but it was always the same joke.
Look at just look at the attention to detail on the walls.
Yeah,
Like that, those don't look like cardboard walls. Let me full screen this bad boy. The soundtrack, like
Right.
that soundtrack is perfect.
Right here,
Here you go.
he shot,
Shoots.
and then that guy came out.
I don't think these guys were infected.
Although The Last of Us maze over in Orlando got slightly better scenes.
Well, that seems to be kind of the pattern. Anytime there's shared properties between Hollywood, it was like that with Ghostbusters too. Like I remember Orlando's Ghostbusters was ridiculous, and
I
ours
hated
was.
this scene. Sorry, I hated this scene in the maze. Right, there was a lot lacking. I
You didn't
get
like it? Well,
this was just kind of fan service in a way because turning on generators and having the gas mask on was like a big thing in the maze, but it was lacking some scare actor in there.
oh, there you go. Back in like 2012, they'd have made that whole room smell like poo, like to the point to where people would be retching. They were really good at that. Look at the attention, like just the amount of like detail that goes into the scenic art is ridiculous, man. I love it so much. Yeah, like this scene, like it goes on forever. That's a real guy. He's doing a really good job looking like a dummy.
Yeah, true.
I like this part a lot with the Humvee.
Yeah,
It sounded real too. It was a nice sound.
it's loud.
Oh, yeah, real quiet, and then you get our clickers.
Yeah.
The clickers are not fun to mess with in the game. Gosh, but their masks are so amazing.
So did they sell those, the clicker masks, last year? They had to,
didn't
right?
sell them, but the mask company, Immortal Mask, sells a version of the clicker mask, which looks just as great. It'll just run you $700.
I mean, you get what you pay for.
I do want to get my hands on it one day.
Mm-hmm.
It's always so hard to. I almost pulled the trigger at Monster Palooza, but thank God I didn't.
That's always a booth that I stay at. Is the Immortal Masks booth at Midsummer Scream.
They're great.
I always hang out there for way too long. These scare actors are really good too.
The Molotov thing, there it is.
There it is.
So we
Throws them all. I like the glowing, where it looked like the rag was on fire. And then here he comes with the.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
There's this scene. This scene gave me nightmares, man. Where he just starts ripping them. Oh, he didn't do a very good job of ripping them in there. There's sometimes, man, you get a really intense bloater there.
Bloaters are so aggressive in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
He looked like, yeah. Oh man, right up on you. I don't remember what the finale was for this maze.
He goes clicker right behind that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good job, Josh. Good POV.
Yeah.
Good
Getting
POV.
Getting it real quick. I mean, that's a heck of a maze,
What did
man.
you film with?
Huh?
What did you film with?
That wasn't me. That was Attractions 360. I just got that off.
Oh.
I just pulled it up. Most of my POVs are from Attractions 360.
I see.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, they're studs with that stuff, man. I don't know what he's got some giant rig though.
It's gonna be crazy, man. Universal needs a lot of work needs to be done to Terror Tram, and not to mention it doesn't take them long to discuss some of the positive, but there's a lot going on in the plaza area right now because they're adding more 60th anniversary stuff. I don't know if you guys saw. They're putting the DeLorean in there now.
I did see the DeLorean, and your boy Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, Woody. Is Woody actually coming to the park, or was he just there for an after-hours event?
That's a good question. Yeah, now come to think of it, I haven't seen him there during the day.
I think it was just there for an after-hours event.
Well, that's a shame. If they've got the costume, why don't they use it?
The recent, did they have a Universal Pride event recently, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was just there for that.
Oh man,
And it's a little warm out there, so it's I mean it's all right.
that's true.
Then again, you got Shrek and the trolls and everyone else. So.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, what maze would you bring back? We'll
Daylan, what maze would you bring back? That's not Krampus.
That was my answer.
I never got to go through it, but when they had Alien versus Predator, that looked really good with the finale with the mother.
Yeah. So that queen, it was like 12 feet tall.
Yeah, that looked amazing, and I missed out. I was too chicken. I was a wee lad back then.
No way.
Well, you're not too chicken anymore. So
No, sir.
We're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Andrew, which one would you bring back? This one, The Last of Us?
Let's bring back. Oh man, it's tough. Maybe Universal Monsters, the Avengers maze, basically.
The one that started it all.
They had
The Universal
everybody.
Monsters.
That was a good maze.
That was a good maze. Love that.
That was a good maze. So many good ones. All right. It's getting late, fellas.
It is that time.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody in the chat that hung around and asked questions. And thank you so much, Andrew and Daylan, for sticking around. I know it's late.
Thank you for having us.
I'm old, but I very much appreciate you guys coming on, and maybe we can do this again eventually and talk more, like when there's more things to talk about. Let's talk theme parks or whatever.
Absolutely.
But, again, thank everybody. No, thank you. Oh gosh, thanks everybody. Thumbs up in the chat, and we will see you again on the Flippity Flop.
Yeah, guys.
Have a good night.
Before we head out,
go ahead.
Where can we find everybody? Daylan, where can we find you at?
Oh gosh, I'm glad you're here, dude, to do this for me.
You guys can find me on YouTube at DaylanLA, Instagram DaylanLA. Yeah.
All the socials. Josh, we're already on your channel, but are you
Yep.
also on Instagram?
I'm also on Insta under the same name, Chastains in LA. You'll find me there.
There we go.
Somebody asked a question, Nick's question for Dylan. What camera do you use? I use my iPhone, or if I want to feel fancy, my Sony ZV-1, which I should probably use more.
Be more fancy. That's
There
your
we
resolution.
Yeah,
All right,
guys.
boys.
I think that's about it.
Yeah. And we covered it all. Yep. And we're good. All right, everybody. Thank you again.
Thank you,
Have a
guys.
great night. Catch you on the Flippity Flop.
Peace, bye.
And